right, so like I said, we are back in the camper, and if you notice, there is something missing. There are lots of something missings. Long story short, when I packed to come back to the camper, y'all, it was a comedy of errors. Along with the fact that the power company where I live decided to do some maintenance and some upgrades that I didn't get a text message for. So the plan had been to film this video before I ever left the house. And in the dark, I packed because my plan had been to be at home to be doing this. And so I'm missing a few things. I'm missing my white mat that I work on here at the camper because this is our dining room table and I really don't want to damage it. And all I have is the travel size glass mat down here. This one lives in the camper. It stays here full time. I don't. It does. And there are a few other things that stay here full time. And there are going to be some things I'm adding to the list that live full time in the camper. But I was fortunate enough that I have an X-Acto knife and a metal edge ruler, or this video wouldn't be happening. So let's talk about it. I'm Karen. I'm the everything behind A Little Kinder here on YouTube. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. We'd love to have you follow us there. The links are definitely in the description. Speaking of description, there are links to where I like to shop. They are affiliate links. Full disclosure, no additional cost to you, but it definitely helps me out. And I really appreciate it when you guys use it. So, also down in that description is the hop list, as well as a place for you to like this video and to subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here in our A Little Kinder community, growing with us. 2024, I have been working on and planning, and I have a lot of fun things I want to do, but I'm going to need your help to do them. Just being honest, putting it out there. So, talk about today's layout. This one is Scrappy Soulmate on Insta. Her name's Claire, and this is an absolutely fabulous layout. Sorry, guys. So, let's talk about what I've done so far. And I will say I have cheated, and I am sorry that you have not seen me do all of this. But I wasn't sure it was going to work, and if it wasn't going to work, then I was going to bow out of this week unless I could get to my trimmer, or a new trimmer, or a trimmer that will permanently live here in the camper. All right, so I pulled out my big, huge scissors. These are the huge ones. And I cut off all the branding strips of my paper. Then I took my photos and I used my metal edge ruler. Y'all, this is old school. I used my metal edge ruler and an X-Acto knife. And I'm not loving everything, but it is what it is, right? This is not my way that I like to scrapbook. I am not pleased with this. So we're going to do a little different. I'm not going to speed up all of this video. We're going to leave a lot of it real time where I'm talking to you. So it's going to be a little longer of a video when I do it. Well, I don't know if I apologize for that or if I'm just kind of warning you. So, where is it? There is a paper. There it is. In this collection that looks like this on this side. And when you flip it over, look at what she's done. Y'all, I'm in love. Normally you get another single print. I love this. Shamil, I love this. If you ever get a chance to see my video, I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. I know that it's hard to do on all of the papers, but like this is what I'm talking about. So here's this, and then here are the cards on this side. And I like this. Don't get me wrong. I do like this. I love this. If I were doing pocket pages and the back side of this were, what are these, 3x4s? Were the 3x4s in different patterns. And I go to cut this apart and stick these into the pocket pages. Oh, this is brilliant to me. Brilliant. Absolutely flipping brilliant. I love it. And I hope she does more of it. And I hope we see it come into 3x4s. I hope we see other designers kind of embrace this idea because this is brilliant. And it doesn't make the page unusable, in my opinion. It just really doesn't. because I could still do this. I could leave it as a whole page. Now, obviously, I've cut out of it, but I could leave it as a whole page. I could stitch on some of them. I mean, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All right. So here is what we're going with. These are my photos. So this is, I cut this one out of that paper. I cut this one out of that paper. I thought Mickey on here. I'm wearing a pink shirt, so I wanted to do the pinks. So there's that. And then I loved this, There's Magic in You. And so I thought this would be my 3. We're going to scuff the edges of the papers. Because these were hand cut, so they weren't cut on the trimmer. They were cut by scissors. So they're not going to be perfect. And I love the way that this paper scuffer tool hides that for me. It takes it away. I am using the solid lines that I hope you can see to line up my photo. And then I take my scissors. I could do this with the knife. I need to go down to the end. I was trying to show you, and so I was trying to line it up. I mean, I could use my knife and use the other end, or I can use my big long scissors and cut right up against the edge. So what does that do for me? It keeps my paper straight. I'm going to put this on the back side because that's the way my hands work. So then I'm going to take this little bitty piece that I cut off because I wanted to go the same width on the side so that it's square. Ish, because it's going to be an ish. And without taking my thumb off, there's that. And now it should fit inside there. And it's not perfect, and we're just going to roll with it. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I'll show you the other way with this one, because it's got to come down some too. So this has a metal edge. This is what I was saying is very old school. We're going to go over here. I'm still using those light gray lines that I can see. To make sure that it's straight-ish. Put my blade up against that metal piece and pull, and off it comes. So again, the hard part for this is because you're not measuring and you are eyeballing, you get, I mean, unless you lay the little bitty pieces on top of each other, you kind of get what you get, right? So there's that. I like it. So there are my photos. Here is my block. Now let's talk background papers. I'm cracking up. I wish y'all could be here with me because you would be laughing right along with me because this is so not how I wanted to do this video. And anyway, all right. So one of the things that drew my attention, so I've got my square photos that are going to help me make this tea. Here in a minute, we're going to do these big pieces. I will have to pause for a second and run go get the stamps because they're up in the closet. And a piece of white paper. And decide on an ink color. Because I didn't bring swatch. Y'all, I mean, this is at this point, are you laughing with me or at me? Because you have to laugh or you'll cry. Because I didn't bring my ink swatches, so I have no idea. I have Distress ink and Oxide ink with me. The Cube Minis live here in the camper. But what that means is that I don't have the most recent colors. So, like, I don't have Lost Shadow. I don't have Lumberjack Plaid. Whatever the last ones are. And I won't until the 4th color is released and they release the last Cube set. So, yeah. And let's just put this in there. I was stamping some B-roll footage late Monday night. So I came down here on a Tuesday. stamping some B-roll footage late on a Monday night. I had packed up just about everything. I mean, like, it was gathered up. It wasn't packed. It was gathered because I actually packed in the dark. So everything's gathered up. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not really tired. I'm kind of amped. I am going to shoot some B-roll footage that I shared in my Stop the Blur December book, because I will be doing that now. And I pulled back out Lumberjack Plaid and Rustic Wilderness and never put them back in the box. They are sitting on my desk. So I have made a list on my phone of all the things we need to pick up, because we are taking the camper and we're taking it on its first road trip. That's a story from another day, but I needed to get a nicer outfit for Thomas because he was already here in South Arkansas. And I managed to get everything, including the belt, and I forgot the shoes. So, yeah. So we have to swing back by the house. But that, you know, at this point, we're just going to laugh at it. So we're going to have to color match, maybe by swatching. I don't know. But my two favorite colors, Lumberjack Plaid and Evergreen, Rustic Wilderness, which are my Christmas colors, I don't have. And I'm sitting here thinking of all the things that I was going to film today that needed those colors. So, again, you can laugh at me. It's totally fine. If we were together, you would have seen me fuss. Oh my gosh, y'all. As I realized all of the parts and pieces. What else did I realize? I forgot. Oh, I have a splitter thing that I use on my Mac that plugs in USB cords. So it has the USB-C on this end, and then it's got like a little box thing and you can plug in all your flash drives or whatever. Left that. Managed to bring the cord for the Silhouette, but I didn't bring the Silhouette. And by the cord, I mean the one that I would plug into that deal I was telling you about. Yep. So evidently I set down the wrong thing as I was packing in the dark. Yeah. I wish I could blame it on the power company, but I really think it's probably a little more my fault. She used a white paper and did some watercolor on it. I am not going to do that. I love the feel of it with her layout. Claire's got the black and white photos, so having that watercolored background really kind of makes those pop. I'm using bright colored photos, and I'm just not. I'm not even sure I can explain why I'm not, but I'm just not. I do have a paintbrush. There's some that now permanently live in the camper because I've forgotten those way too many times. But for background, I am going to go dark. I'm going to have a dark background. I'm going to have pops of white here. And because this paper and this paper at least appear to me to be the same paper, we will have a square of that. And then we're going to do a skinny rectangle out of this cute little heart. So here is the background. This is what everything's going to sit on. This is what we're going to use for that light pop of color. So this will be the kind of thicker, shorter band. And then this one's going to come across it. And then look, we're going to have our 3 photos and our title. And then I've got to figure out what I want to do embellishment wise. So that's where we're headed. So we're going to use this. It's a Carrie Bradford studio set. It is Max Extra Large. Love this stamp set. There was a lined one at one point and I didn't order it. And now it's sold out and you can't get it. And that is such a thing with Carrie Bradford stamps. Once they are gone, they are gone. So if you see something you like of hers, grab it. Trust me, grab it. All right, so grabbed my stamp ink, grabbed my stamps, and y'all, I realized I left my acrylic box at home. So we're going to try the ruler. I think that I can make this work. But yeah, so again, I wish I could blame it on packing in the dark, but I can't. So, all right, let's see. What do I want to do? Oh, ink color wise, I pulled out candied apple in the oxides. And I think this is going to be the right red. I think it's going to be a big, bright, bold red. So I'm going to clear the deck. We're going to stamp a little bit. All right, so we are going to switch gears and we are going to go with the regular Distress ink. We're going to use candied apple because I really do think this is the right color. So these are the ones that live up here, down here in the camper. I have the regulation size at home. I do kind of wish that oxides came in little ones, although I do remember at some point in time Tim Holtz telling us why they never would, and it had to do with the ink itself. And it had to do with the ink formulation and the size and some other things. And so that won't be a thing. And maybe it has to do with why that one did what it did. But these stay in the camper. I have the regulation size at home. I wish I had the budget or the money to bring all the oxides and have a set that lived here on the camper. But I don't. So it kind of is what it is. So I am stamping the word Mickey. And then I'm going to cut it out. look how this turned out. With all of the setbacks, with all of the issues, with all of the things, I really love how this turned out. Now, I do have my camera, because that's what I'm filming with, so I will be able to take close-ups of this, and I will have them down in the comments below. So here it is. Thank you so much for coming along. I know this video was a little bit longer, trying something a little different today, talking through the whole thing as we do it versus kind of a wrap up at the end. Cannot wait until we are together again, friends, to share the next layout. So until that happens, go make some memories. Bye-bye.